Higher Learning is a show about adults learning interesting facts while under the influence of marijuana. This show is filmed in Vermont, where it is legal to smoke. The staff involved in the show want to be clear that we do not support its use by those too young or where it is illegal to partake in such behavior. While this show doesn't show the usage of drugs or use coarse language, it is not intended for children. Parental discretion is advised. Now, let's get to the burning and learning. Welcome to Higher Learning, a class in disjointed education. And we call it that because we live where it is legal to imbibe marijuana.
Indeed.
And we don't do it in public, obviously. So he consumed an edible and made sure it timed out where it was kicking in when we start the show. And we did a pretty good job of that.
We did indeed.
And what we're going to do is I'm going to, while he's baked, teach him 25 facts. Then next week, we're going to come back and film him sober, and I'm going to give him a quiz on these 25 facts. I'm going to rearrange the order and stuff like that. But then what I'm going to do is ask him those questions and see how well the stuff sinks in. I just thought it would be funny because he doesn't learn well sober. I'm wondering if this may have helped.
Maybe?
No.
Probably not.
I highly doubt it.
I highly doubt it.
Right. That being said, if you live in a state in which it is illegal to do marijuana,
Indeed.
we are not suggesting that you smoke marijuana. We are not promoting illegal drug use. We just happen to live in a place where it is legal, and we thought this would be an interesting experiment.
Yes.
I came up with this because we do a show where we review horror movies, and on our 200th episode, we did a bunch of sketches, and one of them was where we came into the studio and pitched ideas for new shows.
Indeed.
And one of them was this. And we ended up doing another show for a while, and it's been a couple of years, and I was just getting sick of it. So
just gets depressing on that one.
yeah, it was political, and don't worry about that. But I said, maybe we should try this one because it's hard to be too depressed when you're high. At least for us.
As long as the questions are good.
So I'll be sober in every episode. He'll be not sober in the first half of every episode. We'll probably release them a half at a time. So
Yeah.
Each week you have something to watch.
Exactly.
But that said, this week I decided I was going to do, and it'll probably be like 25 facts every week. Okay?
Indeed.
And I got 25 facts. They're creepy but true facts.
Ooh.
And I should take these off because I don't need them for reading. And so just pay as much attention as possible.
All right.
Comment on them. I'll comment on them. But try to retain as much as you can. And next week, well, we'll see how that goes.
Pop quiz.
Tooth in the eye surgery. Surgeons place a tooth in a blind person's eye and it restores their sight. This was pioneered in the 1960s, and it actually works. It's still being done today.
I'll just lose my eye, all right?
Real corpses were used in the 1982 film Poltergeist. They were bought from a medical supply center and were much less expensive than making props.
Wait,
We
haven't reviewed that one.
Yes, we have.
The second one?
No, not the second one.
Oh. Poltergeist
Yes.
uses dead people.
The dead
Real
people
live
were-
dead people.
Yes. Well, real live dead people? Yes. They were real live dead people, Jason.
Hold up. I got to reel back from that one. That is not acceptable.
But anyway, there are bodies of over 150 dead hikers on Mount Everest, and they are now used as landmarks for those going up.
Okay, I didn't know that part. I knew that there were a lot of dead people up there, because how do you retrieve that?
See, like I said, these are like creepy facts.
I like this.
I thought you would. The Turritopsis dohrnii jellyfish is officially known as the only immortal creature in the world. On its own, it lives forever. You can kill it, but it cannot die of natural causes.
I've heard of that. I've heard of that. I thought it was lobsters.
It's not a lobster.
Wow.
It's a jellyfish.
Oh, also, I hope that the question isn't how do you spell?
No.
Okay.
A haunted radio station from Russia has been broadcasting a dull, monotonous tone for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the last 3.5 decades. Every few seconds, it's joined by a second sound that sounds like a ghostly ship sounding off its foghorn.
For how long?
For the last 3.5 decades.
That's a long
Number
time.
6, here's a nice one. Dogs like squeaky toys because they mimic the screams of prey.
Yeah. I mean, I know that
I
makes
knew a
sense.
dog that would rip out the squeaky thing to shut it up, which is almost like nature saying rip out the voice box so it stops screaming while I maul it. That's, yeah.
Pretty neat.
yeah.
Gotta love dogs.
2 Scottish surgeons invented the chainsaw to assist in childbirth.
Child, nope, no. Hey. Okay. This is a public service announcement. Don't give birth to chainsaws around.
Spiders can survive in outer space.
I've heard that they didn't need oxygen.
No,
but that
no,
just like,
not in the vacuum of space.
Oh.
They've brought up multiple animals and things in spaceships. They had a male and a female spider, and not only did they not die like some of the other animals did, the female made 34 different webs,
Oh.
and the male not only lived to make it back to Earth, but they kept track, and it had lived for like a long time after it got back to Earth. It didn't affect
But the
its
female
lifespan.
spider didn't make it.
I don't know. It didn't give
Oh.
that piece of information, so I don't know.
Yikes.
Locked-in syndrome is a condition in which a patient is fully aware but stuck in a coma-like state. It's kind of like you at home when you have the day off and you just don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I approve of that message.
while Ted Bundy was a psychology major at the University of Washington, he worked at Seattle's Suicide Hotline Crisis Center.
Bad idea.
Well, they didn't know he was a serial killer.
Oh, well.
Or was going to be. Ducklings, right, cute little ducklings, have been known to engage in cannibalistic behavior when they're bored.
When they're bored.
Not hungry, bored.
Me too.
Like, just sitting around going, you know what, there's nothing to do, and then eat their sibling.
You don't remember Zachary? Me too.
Okay. When you die, the last sense that leaves your body is the ability to hear, which basically means you can hear who goes, oh, thank God he's finally dead, so I know who to come back and haunt. When,
I mean, last minute decisions, but yeah, let's go.
more than 80% of our ocean is unmapped, unobserved, and yet unexplored.
I mean, yeah, because we only, can get so deep before our stuff starts breaking.
And the stuff that they've found where they can get is scary enough.
Is it not?
Cthulhu. Anyway.
He doesn't care about us.
No, he doesn't even notice that we're here. According to the
Lore.
Yeah. It's possible to die from holding in a sneeze. Injuries from holding in a sneeze can also be serious, such as ruptured brain aneurysms, ruptured throat, and collapsed lungs.
I'm all set with that. I try not to hold any of them in, but sometimes I'm waiting and it never comes out. So, now I'm afraid I'll rupture my brain from it not listening and just getting out.
Anyone that knows him knows that rupturing his brain would only be an improvement. Mobile phones are 10 times dirtier than a toilet seat.
Oh.
But yet when I walk around with a used toilet seat on my head, people are like, ew, gross.
Wait. Which fact is it that I'm getting questioned on?
The actual fact, because you've never
mean-
seen me wear a dirty toilet seat.
Sure.
Anyway, King Charles II drank alcohol mixed with pulverized human skulls.
Oh, good.
Yes, and we have a new King Charles over in England now.
Yay!
Arrhythmic death syndrome is a sudden condition where someone seemingly healthy dies with no apparent cause of death.
Okay,
It's
that's
like
a
SIDS
lie.
for adults.
It's a lie.
It happens.
No, listen here.
It happens.
Okay, it's like fibromyalgia, which is like just pain in your back or whatever. It's a lie word made up for people just die sometimes and there's no reason.
No, fibromyalgia is also a real thing. I know multiple people that have it. Don't do that.
What? Wait, no. There's one that's like
They can't
It
find
means
out
something-
what causes it. Like, no, dude,
whatever.
you're about to, like, we haven't posted yet and you've already got people angry in the comments. Shut up.
Listen here. I don't know anything.
That's the point of the show.
Like, don't get mad. I'm dumb.
$250,000. That's 250,000 for
know.
those people who hate math like you.
I hate it, but I know
Deaths
it.
a year are due to medical errors.
Only 250,000. Only
That's
250,000.
just, like doctors making mistakes. Yeah.
Every
And
year?
nurses. Yep.
That's way lower than I thought it would be.
Well, I mean, this is in the United States,
Right.
not in the world. Because
No.
during the mummification process, ancient Egyptians removed the brain with a hook through one of the nostrils.
Oh yeah, I knew that one.
People with Cotard's syndrome believe that parts of their body are missing or that they are dying, dead, or don't exist.
So
They
that's where
may
the sixth
think
finger went.
they may think nothing exists.
Nothing exists.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is all a simulation. What are we in the Matrix?
Fatal familial insomnia makes it impossible for someone to sleep for months at a time. That's what it is. And they call it fatal because eventually it can kill you.
Sleep deprivation can kill you. Yeah.
Criminologists estimate that there is a 1 in 3 chance police will not identify your killer if you're murdered in the United States.
I knew the chances were bad.
33% of murders just don't get solved ever.
That's like not a good thing.
Right. You are more likely to die on your birthday. The chance someone will die on their birthday is 6.7%, which is higher than any other day.
So as long as I make it through my birthday,
That's
I'm basically all right.
sure. Some female spiders allow their young to eat them alive.
To eat the mother alive,
Mm-hmm.
she just like
Feeds them with her. She's like, I
That's-
did my job. I made my babies. Eat up. And the last one, number 25. The average person walks past 36 murderers in their lifetime.
only 36.
Yes. And that's an average.
Wait, so I'm not the average person. How many have I walked by? I'm
You would have
dumber
to
than
walk
the average
places,
bear.
so probably 0.
I walk places all the time at night when nobody else is out.
Anyway. All right, so that's the first half of the show.
I
And
guess
then
so.
we're going to come back next week. He's going to be sober, and I'm going to give him a small quiz on these questions, or on these facts.
Yes.
And just see how much he retained.
All right.
All right?
All right.
All right.
All right.
Until
all
the
right,
second
all right.
half, because I don't have a good sign off yet. I'll think of one before the second half, and then we'll use it every week. But hey, and I'm gonna put it out there. If anyone can give me a good idea for a sign off, like, I'm willing to take ideas. But nobody's gonna see this.
But
yet.
until then,
No one's gonna see this before the second half is recorded. So that's
Right.
a
Yeah.
silly thing to ask.
so
Never
email
mind.
the thing that doesn't exist yet and tell us what you think.
But until next week, I've been your teacher, Craig,
And I've been your baked Jason.
and see you next week. Welcome to Higher Learning, a class in disjointed education. Last week I came in, he was high. I told him 25 facts. This week
We're
came
here
in,
again, and
he's
I am
sober,
not.
and I'm going to see how much, if anything, he retained. Or maybe he learns better that way. Let's find out. I actually don't know. This is actually an experiment that I'm going to enjoy. If you watch the first half, I will tell you, I put these questions in a different order so that I thought it would throw him off if he tried to, I don't know why. I did. I changed the order. But
He thinks I'm smart enough to remember.
this first one, you have 25 points, but there are 2 bonus points you can get. But I'll be grading you out of 25.
All right.
So basically, each one is worth
1 point.
well, right. But I'm saying it's worth 4 out of 100.
Oh, so
So it's easy math for me to figure out,
each one's 4%.
basically.
Okay.
Times 25 makes sense, right?
Yeah.
With a possible, if you get them all right with the two bonuses, you would have 102%, which you can get over 100 on tests.
108%.
Yes, that's true. And I'm sober.
All right,
Oops.
I
And I'm
win.
good at
Welcome.
No. But now let me ask him some questions and see how this goes. A haunted radio station has been broadcasting a dull, monotonous tone for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the last 3.5 decades. Every few seconds, it's joined by a second sound. Here's the question. Where is this radio station? And for a bonus point, what is the second sound?
So this is Russia.
Okay.
And the second. So say the thing that you said, like the.
A haunted radio station has been broadcasting a dull, monotonous tone for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the last 3.5 decades. Every few seconds, it's joined by a second sound.
A beep.
No.
Okay.
But it was Russia.
Okay.
What Scottish invention was created originally to aid in childbirth?
Oh, chainsaw?
Correct. If you are murdered in the U.S., what are the chances of your killer going free? Like, because they don't get caught. There's options. Is it 1/3, 1/5, or 1/7? So 1 out of 3, 1 out of 5, or 1 out of 7.
I think they said 1 out of 3.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Let's see. On average, how many murderers do you walk by in your lifetime? There's options.
Okay.
15, 27, or 36.
It's 15.
False. It is 36.
36.
Yep.
All right.
What? Let's see. What object has been placed in the eyes of blind people to give them sight since the 60s?
Object place in the eyes of blind people?
To give them sight.
There's not options for this one.
Nope. They're not all going to be multiple choice. Come on, dude.
Marbles. I know that's wrong, but.
It is wrong. Teeth. A tooth.
Ah, okay. Something way worse than marbles.
Oh, yes. What are dogs attracted to in squeaky toys?
Oh, it's the sound of, like, the screaming that the animal that they're trying to murder is, and that's why.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes.
The sound mimics the squeals of their prey. What is arrhythmic death syndrome?
Arrhythmic death syndrome, ADS?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Something else is called ADS.
Oh, is it?
I'm pretty sure. But
oh,
go
no.
ahead.
Okay. Oh, that's the just like spontaneously dying.
Oh, that's ADD. Yeah, it's a sudden condition where someone seemingly healthy dies for no cause.
reason.
Yep. So
All right.
I'll count that. When mummifying a body, how did the Egyptians remove the brain?
So they had this little hook that they'd stick up through the nose and scoop out the brain.
Correct.
And then fun second part is they'd fill the body with like food and stuff to preserve it better.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You're not getting a bonus point.
I know.
Okay. Just letting you know. What is fatal familia insomnia?
Not being able to sleep.
Familial. Sorry,
around-
fatal familial insomnia. I said it wrong.
Not being able to sleep and it kills you because of your family,
No. It's a condition that causes you to not sleep for months.
which can kill you.
It did not say that anywhere in that fact, so
Whatever.
I could see why you would think that with the word fatal. Some spiders' mothers feed their young what?
Themselves.
That's correct. What PG movie used actual dead bodies because they cost less than making fake ones?
Okay. Poltergeist.
Correct.
I didn't remember that being PG, but yeah.
It was
all
PG
right.
back when PG got away with
Oh,
more, but
back when PG actually meant restricted.
yeah, it meant parental guidance.
It meant not okay for kids.
What are the over 150 dead bodies on Mount Everest used for?
Landmarks for new hikers
Correct. Landmarks for other climbers.
to also become dead bodies and then landmarks.
What creepy creature can survive in outer space?
Spiders.
It's true.
Or at least that one guy did.
What animal will turn cannibal when bored?
Oh no. Oh no. Um. Koalas?
Ducklings.
Ducks. All right.
So you don't get that one.
No, I don't.
Which of these results doesn't happen from holding in a sneeze? Okay. Brain aneurysm, death, ruptured throat, or eye dislodging from socket.
That's the one. That one doesn't happen. Eye dislodging.
Okay.
I saw that episode of Mythbusters years ago.
How much dirtier are cell phones than toilet seats? There's options. 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, or 25 times.
20?
10.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to give you a point for that. Okay. For the last one you got right, the eye dislodged was correct that it doesn't happen. What day are you most likely to die?
Your birthday.
Correct. Having Cotard's syndrome can make you believe that you are missing what?
Body parts?
I'll accept it. Limbs.
Okay.
Sometimes you'll even believe that other things don't exist. You don't
Maybe
exist.
even yourself,
Nothing
right,
exists.
yeah.
But specifically, the thing that you'll think is missing. What is the only immortal creature we have found on Earth?
Jellyfish. I really long jellyfish.
I will accept it. Turritopus dohrnii jellyfish.
That one.
Bonus point. Spell Turritopus dohrnii.
All right.
You're not going to get the bonus one?
Wait.
Hold on. Let me
Say the word again.
Turritopsis dohrnii. That's
Right.
what it is.
T. U. R. A. O.
No.
I?
It's Turritopsis.
It is a dumb question. That's what it is.
Yeah. I definitely pronounced it wrong, but what is locked-in syndrome?
Like claustrophobia?
No. That is when you are fully aware but stuck in a coma-like state. You're like frozen in place.
Yeah. All right.
What is the last sense to go when you die?
Hearing.
Correct. King Charles II drank alcohol mixed with what?
Blood?
No. Pulverized human skulls.
Oh, better. I forgot about that.
Where did Ted Bundy work when going to college for psychology?
Where did you work? 7-Eleven?
Suicide Hotline.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Dang it. I remembered it just too late.
You remember all of them once I say it.
Yeah. Helps me.
You've only got 2 more. So, what percentage of our oceans are unmapped and unexplored? Roughly. Like what percent?
70?
80.
80.
Yeah.
That was the first number, and I thought, oh, that's too high. Of course it's not.
And how many people die of medical errors per year? There are options.
That's what I'm going to need then.
250,000, 500,000, or 750,000. So a quarter of a million, a half a
500.
million, or 3/4 of a million.
500,000?
No, it is 250,000.
That seems
Which
low.
means you've got 16 points.
Out of 25.
Yes.
Okay.
So you are at 64%. And 64%. What we were going to do is give him grades based on A, B, C, D. And the school he went to did not allow D's, which means 70 is passing. He got 64. He has Puff Puff failed.
That's unfortunate.
And as we know, you're supposed to Puff Puff pass. But why don't we? That's basically the show. Next week we'll be back with a different topic. He'll be high. I'll be teaching him things, and then we will do this again the following week. And we'll probably put them out like each half separately so that there's something each week is the plan. And again, we do not suggest anyone that lives in any place where this is an illegal activity to consume any illegal narcotics. This is intended to be, educational for adults and adults who, are allowed legally to
partake.
Yeah, we are not suggesting anyone partake in any drugs. That's
No.
basically my point.
Very bad idea.
So that's been the completion of the first episode of Higher Learning. Come back next week when we ask the age-old question.
Can I puff puff pass?